Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled you're joining me, because we're about to unpack one of the most fascinating concepts in all of mathematics and behavioral science. We're talking about the Nash Equilibrium, or, as we're calling it here, the strategic deadlock. This idea perfectly captures the hidden architecture of competitive behavior. So if you've ever wondered why the world works the way it does when people, companies, or even animals compete, well, you are in the exact right place. Let's just dive right in.
Section 1. The Standoff Paradox. Before we get into the heavy math or the formal rules, we need to talk about a genuine mystery right at the heart of this concept. It's a paradox that plays out every single day, right in front of us, often without us even realizing it. The big question is, why do competitors settle? I mean, picture a standoff between two intensely competing businesses. You'd think both companies would do absolutely everything in their power to achieve their best possible financial outcome, right? But strangely, they kind of don't. Instead, they often settle into pricing strategies that are actually totally suboptimal for both of them. It is definitely not their best possible outcome, yet, incredibly, neither one of them refuses to change. They literally just sit there, locked in this less-than-ideal situation. Why on earth does this happen?
Section 2. Defining Nash Equilibrium. Well, it turns out this baffling behavioral paradox isn't just human quirkiness or, bad business sense. There's actually a mathematical answer to it, and it lies right here in this definition. A Nash equilibrium is a situation in game theory where no player can improve their own outcome by unilaterally changing their strategy, given that all other players keep their strategies fixed. Now, let's really slow down and zero in on that phrase, unilaterally changing. Unilaterally means acting entirely alone. Basically, if you're in a Nash equilibrium and you assume your competitor is absolutely not going to change their behavior, then any change you make on your own will only make things worse for you. You are mathematically trapped by the status quo as long as the other player holds firm.
Section 3. The Strategic Deadlock.
So, let's look at the underlying mechanics of why this actually happens in the real world. The absolutely crucial point to understand here is self-interest over mutual benefit. When you hear the word equilibrium, you probably naturally assume it means a perfect balance, or maybe the best overall outcome for everyone involved. But actually, that is the great illusion of a Nash equilibrium. It isn't necessarily the best possible outcome overall. In fact, it rarely is. Rather, it's just a stable standoff. It's a situation where every individual participant is acting purely and exclusively in their own self-interest. Everyone is just looking out for number one. And because of that intense focus on self-interest, they completely miss out on the mutual benefit they could have achieved if they had just cooperated.
Which brings us perfectly to this incredibly powerful quote from our source material. It is a strategic deadlock that persists even if a better mutual outcome exists. Just think about how frustrating that is. You have a scenario where a genuinely better outcome exists for everyone, like everyone could win more. But this strategic deadlock persists because absolutely no one has an incentive to change their own choice unless the other people change theirs first. It is essentially a massive game of chicken where nobody flinches, so everyone just stays stuck right in the mud.
Section 4. The Gas Station Game.
Okay, I know this can feel a little abstract, so let's ground this game theory concept into a highly relatable, everyday scenario that I guarantee you've seen. Imagine a classic pricing standoff between two competing gas stations located directly across the street from one another. They're both looking at their signs, and they both settle into charging the exact same price. Let's look at their two options. Option 1 is mutual agreement. Both of these gas station owners know for a fact that they could make significantly more profit if they just mutually agreed to raise their prices together. I mean, if they both go up by 50 cents, people still have to buy gas, and both owners make more money. Boom. But there's a catch, and that brings us to option 2, unilateral change. Neither owner wants to be the first one to unilaterally change their price. Why? Well, because if gas station A raises their price alone and gas station B just keeps their strategy fixed, gas station A is going to lose all their customers to the competitor across the street. So, driven entirely by the fear of losing out by acting alone, neither acts. They just stay at the lower price. And there you have it, a perfectly stable Nash equilibrium in action.
Section 5. Universal Real-World Applications.
Now, this invisible mathematical rule governs so much more than just a couple of local gas stations selling unleaded fuel. Just look at the vast scale and footprint of this theory across major platforms and sciences. In economics, this concept is completely foundational for analyzing how competitive markets function and how giant corporations set their pricing strategies. In political science, analysts use this exact math to model complex negotiations and predict voting behavior among politicians who, surprise, surprise, are all acting in their own self-interest. But it even goes beyond human behavior. In evolutionary biology, scientists use Nash equilibrium to understand stable behavioral strategies within animal populations, like how species compete for resources and survive without totally wiping each other out. And finally, over in the tech world, this is literally the backbone of modern auction design and algorithmic game theory. The massive technology and advertising platforms we use every single day run on algorithms designed around Nash equilibria to maximize their ad revenue. It is everywhere.
Section 6. Beyond strategic stability. So, let's take a quick moment to summarize the core concept we've explored today. We've seen how rational self-interest, when combined with competition, doesn't always lead to the best outcome, but rather to a highly stable, unmoving deadlock. Which leaves us with this final, deeply provocative question. Where might you be stuck in a Nash equilibrium? I really want to challenge you to look at your own life, or your business, or your workplace. Are there standoffs in your daily routine where everyone is trapped in a less-than-ideal situation simply because no one wants to be the first person to make a unilateral change? I promise you, once you learn to spot this invisible rule of strategic stability, you are going to start seeing it everywhere.
And that covers our deep dive into strategic stability for today. But the fascinating world of mathematics keeps right on going. Up next, we're going to tackle a foundational, beautifully abstract tool in set theory known as Zorn's lemma. You definitely won't want to miss that one. Thank you so much for learning with me today, and I'll see you in the next explainer.